Oh, hey, what's happening? Hey, everybody, how are you? Welcome to another episode of Reality Football with Keith and Coop. I'm Keith.
I'm Coop.
And here we are again. What's going on, dude?
How you been?
Oh, it's been a crazy week.
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs. I had a rehearsal with one group. I had a gig with another. I had two different videos to shoot. Our show. I got 2 gigs this weekend. I need a break. I need a vacation.
Or a nap.
Or a nap. Yeah.
A hammock.
Or if I get some sleep. Yeah, a hammock. You know, pond or pool. Whatever you got, man.
Pond will be good for you.
Most people send me to their pond, but, you know, whatever. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is week 4 of the NFL season. And, you know, this is the time of season, Coop, where you kind of start to see who's who and who's what, right?
Getting a little taste of it.
Little taste of it because everybody didn't have a preseason. A lot of teams didn't play most of their starters in preseason. And so the first couple of games, there was a lot of overreaction. Everybody got excited. Oh, this team is phenomenal. This team's not so good. And now we start seeing different things happen in the league, and I'm kind of excited to talk about it.
You knew it was bound to even out. We called it earlier. We don't get too excited. I think Jerry last week brought that up. You know, you want to kind of keep it even keel. I have to tell you, there's some surprises on my end too, but we'll get to it.
We'll get to it, right. Now, before you start the show, dude, Vontaze Burfict. Come on.
Hardly perfect.
Hardly perfect. This moron, if you hadn't heard, took a shot on Dudley. I can't remember his first name, and is suspended again, except for a few games this time. It is for the entire season and possibly for life. And it should have happened a long time ago because this guy is an NFL liability.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Exactly. $2.2 million in fines so far. This is the 6th time he's been suspended, and it's just ridiculous. So I'm sick of this guy because the NFL needs to know that if he paralyzes someone, it's going to be on them because he's done it so many times. They should have been gotten rid of him.
They're done with him. They're done. From everything that I've heard so far, you know, he's looking for another gig now. He's out.
And what is this guy going to do? Cut hair? Really? All right. All right. Hey, you ready to get to our guest today?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, we're outside again. How did that happen? I don't know.
It's nice out.
We went from a patio to a tent, and
this is not just a tent. This is like a Taj Mahal.
Yeah, it is really kind of nice though, and you can't see it, but there's a TV in the corner. We can watch, you know, TV, you know, soap operas on DVR. No, we don't watch soap operas, but that's kind of cool too. Should have made it a monitor is what we should have done. We were thinking. Anyway, our next guest is someone who's connected to football. He is an actual football coach. He coaches the newly Akron Kenmore Garfield, which is kind of a salty spot with us. Both of us being from Kenmore. And but we'll talk about that later. I think we're gonna have a Kenmore episode one night. I think so.
That's the plan.
Yeah, we got some Kenmore people who are gonna come on the show. But anyway, he coaches Kenmore Garfield, and he has a lot of different talents. He'll talk about that. And I happen to know the guy quite well. He actually is my nephew. Very talented and crazy individual. This is Raymond, the Godfather Trice. I'm not getting up, man.
I'll get up. Even though he sabotaged me.
I'm the uncle. I'm not moving.
This shirt he's got on here.
Hey, we're just gonna say Kamara for president.
Oh, this is so cool, man.
For president, we just gonna leave it
I've
at
been
that.
set up. Is
Woo,
what that is.
Hey,
Sunday night football.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, only the Saints showed up though.
Oh,
And this is brought to you by Dak Prescott.
oh, what's going on, dude? Welcome
Hey.
to the show. Now, Raymond, it's funny because on a holiday, you actually shot the pilot episode with me out here.
Yeah.
It didn't quite work out. It didn't make it to the air.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. You can put that in your lost episode. Keith and Coop.
Yeah,
so,
you can pay if you want to see that.
Yeah, we're going to have to
We
charge
might
for that.
animate over top of that one. Just leave the audio.
There's going to be a lot of beep.
Let's just say Raymond was feeling pretty good that night, and we don't want to air that. But anyway, so you're a Saints fan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you had to be grinning last night.
Oh, man, listen. I couldn't. be more proud of the New Orleans Saints.
Teddy B.
I think that the most important thing was the confidence Teddy Bridgewater coming as a backup quarterback. 2 wins in a row, and I think this one of beating Dallas, even though we didn't show a lot of offense really well, just his confidence in beating Dallas.
Yeah, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I called it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it later, man. Now you also have your coach at Akron and
I
Kimmer
am
Garfield.
also, I'm the offensive coordinator here in Akron at Akron Kimmer Garfield. I'm also the director of coaches for the Akron Rubber City Kings Youth Organization.
That's awesome.
So my weekends go from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Football. That's it. So my life is from Thursday to Monday football, and
I hear you.
And I get my Tuesdays, Wednesdays off to sit there and wonder why ain't no football game on.
Well, you can watch the show Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
It is.
Hey, how's the team doing so far?
This year's with some impressive kids. It's going pretty well. Last year about this time we were 0-5.
Mm-hmm.
Previous years we were 0-5. This year we are 3-2. We had a very tough loss set this past Saturday.
Yeah, I heard
against
about
LA.
that one. I think the refs follow you everywhere. The Saints, your team, but
Yeah, but you know what? We can't always blame it on the Zebras, but we also have to understand that kids make mistakes.
Right.
And, them making mistakes, we can take the Zebras out the game if they do what they're supposed to do. So, but we got a great group of kids. They trust the process. They done bought into the system. Our head coach, Coach Kemp Boyd, man, is phenomenal. Our coaching staff is just like, hey, we believe in these boys. We just want them to believe in us, and they are now starting to believe in us and what we can do. And getting early wins, what did wonders for us.
Sure, absolutely.
Our goals is still to compete in the city. Everything's not lost. And hopefully, one day we'll start making that state championship run.
Okay.
Hey,
Well, we're gonna wish you the
football.
best. Hey, now we
Rams.
didn't talk about promoting this, but you also have another great talent that you went to school for. You want to share that with our viewing audience?
Yeah, I'm also a chef down at Crave downtown Akron.
Phenomenal chef. I've eaten much of his food. Let me tell you, I didn't get this way by air.
And go back and see week 2 if you don't believe it.
Yeah, right.
So, since you're at Crave, I have to ask this because I've been bugging everybody down there for probably going on 6-7 years right now. But when that place opened up, they had a dish down there, a charbroiled halibut with mashed plantains that was phenomenal. And every time I go, I beg them to bring that dish back on the menu there. Who do I have to rough up to make that happen?
Well,
He want to know if y'all got any more greens.
here's the thing. Our executive chef, Aaron Hervey, we are now with our 4th restaurant. We have Crave downtown, we have Crave Cantina in Cuyahoga Falls, we have Craft Cantina in Merriman Valley,
I didn't know that.
and we have Mango Mama Groves. If I might be pronouncing that wrong.
But
It's
that's
in
not
Key
answering the
West.
question.
So we have our 4th restaurant down in Key West, and actually our boss he should be coming back. I told him, I was like, I think you're catching planes down there just to work on your tan, but. We on our 4th restaurant, and as far as that, we change our menu seasonal.
There you
So
go.
when you were looking for something, I mean, all you got to do is
It's not
put it
halibut
on a-
season. Hey, that's all you have to say.
Right.
It's not halibut season.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
If you want to just send a message on
All
our
right,
Facebook
okay.
page,
All
and
right.
be like, hey,
Enough-
I need this back.
Enough about you
But I
right
know
now.
some people that can bring that
You
back.
ready to start the
Okay,
show?
there we go.
We ready to get started?
Yeah,
Let's do
start
it.
this.
All right.
Let's-
All right. Well, it's time for our Hot 5. And Coop, number 1, you had this one, and with good reasons.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously, we want to talk about the local game.
Browns,
I've
Ravens.
been listening to this for, all day today. You can't get away
This
from
is
it.
who we thought
You
they
can't-
were.
Yeah, right. But I would like to give credit where it's due. The Browns, they got their stuff together. It is what it is. They're 500 and they're leading the division. So kind of by default, because the other team that's 500 is who they beat last night. But
Yeah.
that's
Well,
where they
well
are.
listen, we talked earlier, started off the show about how, the first couple games we didn't know who was who. Ravens came out the gate, 50-something points, and we were like, wow, look at the Ravens. They went 2-0, and we just lost our mind. But they hadn't really played anybody either, and of course
We've
the
been saying
Browns.
that a lot too.
Yeah, the Browns had a slow start, so I kind of think both of them came to a wall that they hit, where the Ravens realized we got work to do, and the Browns realized, hey, we're a lot better than this. I don't want to overstate it. I'm giving Cleveland credit. Odell Jr. Beckham Jr. was wrapped up all night. He only got a couple of targets, so we really didn't see the full offense to its full extent.
Hey,
but,
he did his job though. He kept them tied up so they had.
But he
other
doesn't have to.
options.
They got tons of
Yes,
weapons. He
that's
didn't
right.
have to be a star every night. You got Landry. You got Njoku's hurt, but you got a lot of other talent. Chubb showed up. Nick Chubb's like, hey, I don't care about this guy from Kansas City coming. I'm still here right now, and I'll give him a little bit of credit. So kudos to the Browns, man.
Nick Chubb, running game, phenomenal. But with Odell on the Browns, I just say he's going to command that attention, which opens up everything
Yeah.
else.
That's my point.
So it's not just Odell. It's just, hey, if they want to put 2-3 on Odell, then everybody else has to step up.
And it's their time.
And finally, light bulb came on with Freddie Kitchens. And
Absolutely.
Hey, let's use that.
I would run Odell all over the place.
And they're gonna
any kind of
chase
way.
it. If he
just to pull.
if he run to the concession stand, hey, you follow him, and guess what?
That's right.
We're gonna go right where he left.
Well, kudos to the Browns and Browns fans. Congratulations on a great win. Tied for first in the division right now. Long season ahead. We'll see what's happening. All right, number 2, Coop. This is really close to home here. Cowboys Saints.
Cowboys Saints. Well,
Now, you already had your little say-so, so be quiet. Okay?
I'll tell you what. Okay, let me first say that I think that there are a couple officials still mad that Amari Cooper had their old ladies out last night late. So, I don't know if it factored into this at all or not, and there was a little bit of mismanagement right before the half that I don't want to, like you said earlier, you can only blame the Zebras so much. However, there was somebody in charge of keeping track of some time before the half, and when time ran out, they gave them a couple extra seconds to set up that field goal. That 3 points was the swing in the game.
Yeah,
that was the difference. So, yeah, it does come back. I'm not going to sit here and cry, sour grapes over this. The game was what it was. Dak was Dak.
You're right about what
Zeke
you're talking
didn't show
about,
up.
but that's not the reason why.
No.
And because of what we got in our other segment, I'm going to let that one go as far as Dallas is concerned. But as far as the Saints are concerned, I agree with Raymond. Teddy B calming down, doing what they do. They realize, hey, we got a good football team here. Okay, it's not just about Drew Brees.
Sure.
Teddy B is not a backup. This is a starter that we have for a backup. And them realizing that, I think next week they're going to be even more dangerous.
But I also think it's coaching. You got
geez.
Absolutely.
Thank you for bringing that up. I was going to say Sean Payton versus what's the guy, the coordinator you got in Dallas there?
Jason Garrett.
No, the guy, the former quarterback. I had his name too. I can't think of his name. But come on, I'll put Sean Payton against those guys any day.
Payton's genius in putting his players in the right spots at the right time. Granted, last year the score was 13-10, Dallas won. And it was a defensive battle, and just like it was this year, it could have been more explosive. Everybody thinking, it's going to be explosive, but when you know that you can shut the running game down, and then Dallas comes in, make Bridgewater pass. We shut Kamara down. Then Bridgewater got a pass. Bridgewater made good plays at crucial times. But it really comes down to coaching, and I'll give that.
And when it came down to coaching, you were not going to beat Sean Payton all the way. Okay, next hot 5. What we got?
Patriots, Bills. Now, earlier on I said that Buffalo beat 3 crappy teams, and this was going to be a true test. The reason I put this on the hot 5 is they showed up. They showed me something. Buffalo might be a contender. They might be the real deal here because they held the Pats to what, 16?
Yeah. Has there ever been a football team that told you more about them in a loss? than what the Buffalo Bills did
They held
yesterday.
Tom Brady to 176
Now I know it's a
yards,
division thing too,
but they held Tom Brady to 176 yards passing.
but
I might be
I
wrong with those numbers, but
Yeah, I
have you
don't
ever
have the
heard Tom
stats.
Brady in?
well, you guys all remember
Well,
that Edelman's a little hurt
But
too.
we're talking about
But,
Tom
Right.
Brady.
yeah, and this,
Hey,
this
listen.
isn't a stat show. This is just a
Until
yeah.
somebody they show me different, I think Buffalo's got a good football team.
I agree.
All right, let's
I
move
don't
along.
watch
Here.
them,
All
but hey,
Hey.
but you held Tom Brady to under 200 yards passing.
Okay, what do you think about Buccaneers Rams?
Okay, Buccaneers Rams. Let me tell you this: the Rams scored 40 points
What
and
is
still
going-
lost.
Yeah,
and still
what?
lost. So
Wait, they were down. I caught the last
Oh, my
end of that
goodness.
game yesterday, and it was just like, and the Rams were down big. I don't know the actual score they was down, but for them to rally back and just almost win the game.
But if you hear the Rams scored 40 on anybody, you just assume
Like
that they
they-
win that walking away.
I'm getting a little bit worried about the Rams because they barely beat Cleveland last week, and then they lose. They score 40 and lose this week. Something's going on with the Rams. We know Gurley hasn't been the same since the Super Bowl. I'd be really concerned right now in LA. So anyway, all right, last top five, we got the Vikings and the Bears. And Coop, oh man, I'm going to elaborate on this in our next segment, the Reality
Okay.
Bites. But I'm going to let you take a shot at
Okay,
Vikings Bears.
good, because the very first game of the season, I told you that the Bears put me to sleep. Snooze fest. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was a preseason week 5. I mean, whatever else I was rambling on about with that. And now when I look at them, I think the Bears are also for real, and their defense is putting people to sleep all right,
Dangerous,
but
yeah.
they're knocking people out.
They're knocking them out.
So they're not a sleeper team at all. They're
Yeah. The
They're-
Bears are really good, and I also, like we said about the Rams, I also think there's a problem going on in Minnesota, other than the fact you paid backup quarterback $80-something million. Oh, that's one big problem. But
hey, look at Teddy B too.
yeah, the Bears have a serious defense, and we're going to talk more about them in the Reality Bite segment. What do you think of that Bears-Vikings game?
I'm just going to say one or two words. One player, Khalil.
That's enough said.
Okay.
There's nothing else
No,
that you
say
can
it.
sit there and say. And then you got Clinton Ha Dixon in back
Yeah.
secondary, but Khalil Mack disrupting any.
He's
everything.
just
It's like
disruptive.
nobody in the games that I've watched. Nobody have figured out like, hey, this guy is playing the game. Maybe we should block him. So I want to know who's in the film room when they see 52. They're like, all right, that guy. Nah, he's not. He's nothing. And then that's
I tell you what, man. If you're John Gruden at the end of the year and you realize I had AB come through here, best in the game. Khalil Mack, one of the best in the game. I let Amari Cooper go. I mean, it just goes on and on.
You got
and
a
on
Super
and
Bowl
on.
team. You take the 3 players and stay in LA.
All right, we're going to move on to our next segment. And this segment is Reality Bites. Reality Bites when I pick a player or a team that woke up this morning and realized something's not right here, okay? And this kind of bites. And the first person I want to talk about is our Ohio State OH. Shut up.
It may be a little chomp here.
Go blue.
Dwayne Haskins woke up this morning and realized it's not as easy as it looks. And the reason why I said he realized reality kind of bites is because I was a little bit disappointed in Dwayne Haskins at draft night. Yeah, he was overlooked a little bit, but the look on his face when he finally did get picked by the Washington Redskins was a little bit immature, very unprofessional. He whined and cried a lot, and he's been doing it ever since he's been on Washington. He came in yesterday after Case Keenum was totally inept again. 9 out of 17, 107 yards, 2 sacks, and 3 INTs, man. So he woke up this morning realizing that it might not be as easy as it looks. So hold your horses, Dwayne. You got a lot to learn. It'll come to you. Coop, anything about Dwayne?
Put him in another system, it might be a different story. Washington's got more problems than just the ball slinger right there. I mean, you gotta look at they've played. I think they went after the Dr. Pepper guy up in the stands to see if he would come down and throw the ball at one point. I mean, they're on 3 quarterbacks in 4 weeks. They're a hot mess regardless. But yeah, I think it's a rude awakening for them. And there are some crybabies that are out there on draft day. People have that expression. You got to suck it up. You got to hide it. And at the end of the day, you're getting paid to do what you
I
love.
might have been a little disappointed in him because he's from Ohio State. So
but regardless, suck it up. Go play.
So I totally agree.
Fulfill your contract.
You have a dream. Take it.
If you can get through that first contract and then go out and you're marketing yourself and you're proven,
right,
the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Okay, and my other reality bites is Mr. looking like Rollo from Sanford and Son, Cam Newton. This guy woke up this morning and realized the Panthers might be a better team without me. Now, I want to be fair. He's been suffering with injuries. Okay, I'll give it to him. But they are moving the ball. They got 2 wins in a row. Kyle Allen came in, threw for 232 yards, 24 out of 34. No touchdowns, but, he didn't give the game away either. So, and the most important thing is the letters, not the numbers. They got the W. Cam Newton might lose his job?
No.
Yeah.
That job is secure.
I'm going to tell you right now, I called it, and in the first game, our first episode of our show, that this is Cam Newton's last year in Carolina.
As long as Rivera is the head coach, he's not going to.
Who says he's going to be there?
Well,
okay.
If you get a change, then there's going to be a change.
He's going to be on America's Top Model next year. The only thing that is hurting from the Panthers at the moment is somebody's sense of good taste, because the outfits that this brother's wearing, no.
Yeah.
Just no.
Yeah, no. All right. Hey, this is our favorite segment of the show. This is Do You Trippin'? All right. This is where we get statements from our viewing audience that they email in, and we read the statements, and, Cooper read them.
I got some good ones.
And I'll decide either I agree or I'll say, dude, you tripping, and I'll explain why. Now, please don't forget, if you would like your statement read, or you just want to make a comment, or if you just want to be on the show, please, we are realityfootball1@gmail.com. Just send us an email, hit us up on Facebook. You can also give us a call at 330-752-5464, and we would love to read your statement. We'd love to have you on the show, or if you just want to be a sponsor, we'd love to sponsor your business, your product. We're all about the area, Northeast Ohio, Akron, Canton, and we want to promote a lot of that that's going on around here. The music that you heard at the beginning of the show, that was Skilla Johnson, featuring yours truly, and a man by the name of Mr. Jeff JT Tice. Local music. We're all about promoting local music on the show. We're going to have some live musicians coming up.
Okay.
On the set, which is going to be great.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
I couldn't bring out my bongos.
No, sure. You can't bring out your bongos. No. And it's going to be awesome. So anyway, let's get to Do You Trippin'. Coop, fire away.
All right. We got some good ones here.
This ought to be good.
Some interesting ones because of the guests that wrote in. And I'll hit you with it. I don't think he's had a chance to preview these.
I have not.
So it's more fun when we can catch him off guard here.
All right, I'm ready.
This one, and I want to find out who this guy is. I'm going to correspond with him. From Pizza Guy 16. Pizza Guy 16 says, Cooper is going to have some lame excuse for his Cowboys loss.
So what do you got?
I like you. Okay. I am going to say, dude,
I like Pizza Guy 16. My man.
I'm going to say, dude, you tripping, just for the simple fact that I know this guy, and as you already heard, he broke the game down sensibly. He thought what he felt happened in the game, but he was honest. I
owned it.
Cowboys didn't show up, so I gotta say, dude, you tripping on that one. So.
All right, and send us some pizza.
Yeah, if you got pizza, send it.
Keep the emails coming, but food works too.
Yeah.
All
what
right,
else you got?
So this one from Mary Beth in Canton.
I think I know her.
I think you do. The Dallas Cowboys were guilty of reading their own press and didn't take the Saints seriously with Teddy B.
Oh, that's a smart girl. That's a smart girl.
Just because she's a Cowboys fan.
That's not the reason why. But anyway, she's a fan of this Cowboy. Mary Beth, I totally agree with you. That's what I was alluding to earlier. I didn't want to talk about because I wanted to talk about the Cowboy side of the game. And Sean Payton called a brilliant game. Teddy B settled down, did his job, and I think the Saints as an overall team came ready to play. I give them all the credit in the world. But on the other side, I think Dallas did not show up last night. That is not the Dallas Cowboys that we saw in the first 3 games of the year. Now, I know a lot of people will say Dallas didn't play anybody either. You got to play who's on your schedule, okay? So, anybody can beat anybody. The Dallas Cowboys are a much better football team than what we saw last night. Not saying they would have won the game, but they're a better football team than what we saw last night. And they looked a little uninterested, and I think maybe they thought they kind of had an easy one with Drew Brees being out. Also, they went to New Orleans last year and beat the Saints in their backyard, so that kind of made them think they were going to do it again. Don't cry. Don't sit here and cry on the show. There's no crying on the show. But anyway, so I totally agree with Mary Beth from Canton. Thank you very much.
You're a smart man to agree.
What, I look stupid?
Good point.
And I just want to address your statement. Anybody can beat anybody. This is a good time to be saying that. When you got 2 0-3 teams playing tonight. You're right. Anybody can beat anybody. Somebody's got to win. I'm hoping. You will never hear me say this again. I detest this in football, but I'm actually hoping for a tie tonight.
But I'm going to tell you this before we move over. Zeke not being in camp, he's not going to be the person he is until like week 6 or 7.
Okay.
That's a fair statement.
That's a really interesting point.
That's a fair statement.
Really interesting point. I like that.
It showed last night.
So, like the first couple of games or so, the excitement and all that, but now, attrition is wearing in and taking a factor, and he's like,
it's that timing that you have. It's not the hits,
especially when you play the better teams too.
Yeah, because they're coming at you.
Okay, good point.
In the show, and I think
told you he wasn't that dumb.
Right.
Told you.
Offensive coordinator.
Right. All right, what else we got, Coop?
All right. Okay, next one. This is from Jeff Bell. He's an Akronite, but he's actually from PA.
Yes, great man. Great man.
I love it.
To the Browns fans, it's only 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think that was the real you.
Whoa. Wow, you're trying to start something up in here. Okay. Well, I'm going to say, dude, you're tripping. Now, I'm not sure where you're coming with this. Are you saying that they're not because a lot of Browns people are thinking back on that. We're going to Super Bowl again because we beat the Ravens. Or you're just saying that they're able to look like a winning football team again. And if that's what you're talking about, I think that the Browns are figuring it out a little bit. Raymond made some really good points earlier about Beckham, drawing people away, getting a double team, and then Kitchens figuring out that's opening up the rest of the offense. And I think they kind of figure that out. I really do think the Browns are going to be better and better each week. I don't think this was an aberration, but I do.
Not a word.
But I do. I'm going to have to. Oh, and I hate to disagree because I love this man.
Hang on.
But I got to say, dude, you're tripping on that one.
Let me back you out of this one for a second here, because what you're saying about the Browns is 100% correct, both of you. But this was actually, I think, addressed to Browns fans, and in that regard, I'm going to say that's a completely different ballgame. There's no gray area with Browns fans. You guys have lived here long enough to realize they're either going to the Super Bowl or they've got paper bags over their heads.
Yeah.
There's no in between. There's no, we're all right. They do good. You think that, they're in the middle of the playoffs.
Hey, Coop.
Jeff Bell, you're right and you're wrong. How about that?
Okay.
Is that fair?
The only fans that go to a football game to get disappointed. The best fantasy football team on paper, but they won't make the playoffs.
We don't say that word on this show. There's a reason why it's called reality football. All right.
Well, the reality is the Browns ain't making it to the playoffs.
Jeff, go say that in the Muni lot. See how
right.
Well, I will say this about Jeff Bell. He will be a guest on our show soon.
All right.
And I'm excited about that. and I also know that he is
First,
born in the wool Steelers fan. So we're going to be excited about having him on.
So you gonna be excited, fellow Steelers.
You won't be here.
I'm not invited.
You're not even invited. No.
Thanks.
I'm going to have to deal with it.
He'll probably call you, invite you now.
Right, yeah.
All right, go ahead, Koo.
Okay, let's see. We've got one from Chris P here. Look out. Mahomes, my homeboy, will pass for 6,000 yards this year.
Woo.
I like the look out. We should have did like a James Bond thing, like a look up, look down, look out.
Okay, so Mahomes is around about, what, 1,500 yards so far?
1,500 yards.
Okay.
He's on pace.
Right.
I'm going to say, dude, you're tripping. And this is why. Don't get me wrong. I love my homeboys. We all know that's our guy. Defense coordinators are smart. They figure people out after a while. He's still going to be great, but I think this remarkable pace that he was on last year and going into the beginning of the season now, defensive coordinators are going to figure out teams are going to settle down a little bit. Not to mention the weather's going to get colder, okay? And, offenses are going to slow down just a little bit. I don't think so.
Troy Aikman had a great line.
I saw that. I saw
Look
that.
it up. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to misquote.
I thought it was a little petty. A little petty.
It was funny.
A little petty, but okay, we won't go there.
All right. Well, there you go, Crispy. Chris P.
Thank you very much, by the way.
And
All right.
the last one. This is from Pam Porter in Akron.
Hey, my sister. What's got it?
Hey, Auntie
Speaking
Pam.
of Crispy, I did not say that. I'm sorry, baby.
Oh, God.
All right, Pam says, oh, no, I'm not sorry. My 49ers will soon start getting talk about being the best team in the league. Now, Pam said best team in the league. There's some heavy competition for the best team in the league.
She also said soon there will be talk about them in there.
Well,
that
not
means
this week because they had a bye. So
Well, they're not gonna
about-
lose.
You're right. There you go,
Okay,
man.
so,
I'll tell you what.
listen.
We want Mr. Producer.
they
Remington.
beat the Steelers. We got problems. They beat the Bengals and they beat the Bucks. Bucks are pretty decent, at least we think so.
And they play the Browns next week.
Okay, so well, there you go. So
Tough
that's not
schedule.
saying a whole lot, but what I'm saying is
Tough
I think
schedule.
they got everything on that team to start moving up in the upper echelon of teams, especially since you got a couple of NFC powerhouses that are going the wrong way, the Rams and the Vikings. Somebody's got to take that spot. Why not the 49ers? I totally agree with you, my sister.
Hey, we want one more slide, Remington. We want one that says, "Chick, you tripping."
Right.
All right. Hey, that's our segment for Dude You're Tripping this week. Please send in your statements for next week. We would love to read them on the air and let you know if we agree or if, dude, you're tripping. All right. Now, moving on to what we like to call the rundown. We're going to give a rundown of all the scores from yesterday and see what our guest here thinks about these games. The first score is, man, this was a good one right here. You talk about two perennial powerhouses and the Eagles and the Packers. I love talking about the Packers because it reminds me of my man, Des the Reason, a super artist off Boss Code Records, who will also be a guest on the show in the future. And Packers pulled it off, lost 27-34, previously undefeated. Raymond, that was a great one.
Wow. Really? Aaron Rodgers? That's all I'm going to say.
He put up 420, something like that.
He's got a problem with Aaron Rodgers like he got one with Eli Manning.
And you put up those numbers
And lost.
and lose.
And lost.
No, well,
420.
okay. All right.
What-
Chiefs and the Lions. Lions showed up, man. Lions, are they really that good or what? Chiefs barely pulled that one out.
Well, we said it earlier, it's Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Mahomes is the difference there,
But it wasn't Mahomes that did.
They kept him to, 2 TDs for
Yeah.
once. The first time all season he's been kept to that. But
Lions
they
defense.
still dropped 34 and they
Lions
win.
defense give up late wins. Week 1 against Arizona.
Lions been doing it for 10 years. What are you talking
And
about?
then this one.
All right. Browns, Ravens. Browns 40-25. Not only did they beat the Ravens, but they put up 40 points on the road. This was a great win for Cleveland, Raymond.
Running game. They found it.
Final game. Everything in the AFC North.
Haven't found the passing thing, but And don't get down on the Ravens quarterback. The dude put a phenomenal.
Oh no,
numbers,
he's
but
been doing great. Nothing you can say about him.
running game. That was the difference. in
You have
yesterday's
got to
game.
have a powerful running game in the AFC North. You're
Nick
going to
Chubb.
survive. Yep, all this says. All right. Okay, Patriots and Bills. Coop talked about this earlier. Coop, Brady held in check. Only 16 points by the world champs. Man, Bills for real.
Hey, they are, and Pats are great, but the Bills have proved they're not that bad after all.
Right. Another undefeated that fell off the undefeated ranks yesterday.
Somebody
Okay.
had to. They're both undefeated.
You're right. Chargers, Dolphins. If the Chargers didn't win this, I tell you, I don't know, man. 30-10 over the Dolphins. There's really nothing to say. They played the
Hey,
Dolphins.
Miami,
They only got 30.
Yeah. Okay.
That was it.
There is
They
something
only
to
got
say.
30.
There is something to say. That's it.
Miami might be the first city in the history of the NFL to go over and still host a Super Bowl.
Oh my God! Somebody had to use that stadium. All right, Seahawks, man, looking better each week, but they beat the lowly Cardinals. First year starter in Murray. Cardinals. Hey, what are you gonna say? You're a rookie quarterback. You got a lot of stuff going on down there that they got to fix. But Seahawks 3-1 in the league right now.
That was a cruise control game.
Absolutely. Okay, Jags and the Broncos. Blah, 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 blah.
Great game.
Was the kicker really the difference there?
Hey,
I mean,
Gardner Minshew. That is the man. I love him. I love the name. I love the mustache. I love the personality. I love his game. Jags are doing their thing, man. But the Broncos are horrible. I really thought Joe Flacco would have a second life over in Denver.
better than Minshew. He did.
Got to come on
old
with the
grade-
stash.
Gotta-
Got to get the stash.
Gotta-
That's what's
He could
keeping
be
it
the
going.
old
You got to
gray
get the
hair.
win. Got to get the
Old gray
win.
Bronco.
All right. Well, you got to get the win. All right. You guys favorites, Redskins, Giants. Giants. Oh my goodness. Look, somebody's looking smart. Another win for the New York Football Giants. Your boy Eli's on the bench.
They play the Redskins.
24-3. Point taken. All right. Falcons lose another one, 24-10 to the Titans. I don't know what to make of either of these teams. Titans look like crap one week. They look like world beaters the next week. Falcons look like crap one week, like world beaters next week.
Where is
Who
Matt
cares?
Ryan?
Yeah, exactly.
Hello?
With all that
Matt,
talent.
Matt.
Okay, Raiders, Colts, another great game. I am shocked at this one. I really thought that the Colts were going to pull this one out. Raiders showed up, man. Beat them.
Hey, Raiders are a better
John
team
Gruden.
without AB. They are a better
John
team without AB.
31-24,
But
great
they already
game.
have a distraction right now, so they don't need him.
Yeah.
more.
Another shocker, the Panthers beat the Texans. I really thought the Texans would put up a lot more points in this game. I don't know if it's the O-line in Texas or what's going on.
No,
but
there's with Texans quarterback turnover issues. It's just evident.
It's just both quarterbacks, and we're gonna back up to the backup quarterbacks going over here. And I have an idea for the NFL with this one. Just spark this, right? Downloadable PDF programs so the fans at home can follow along with who the heck these players are.
Okay. All right. Buccaneers, Rams, 95 points in Raymond. I tell you what, man, I don't know where the defense was in this, but it was definitely a shootout. And if you told me there would be a shootout between the Rams and anybody, I would pick the Rams. I'm shocked at this one.
Hey, Rams came back, but that final fumble and Sue runs it in.
Sue of all people.
Sue,
Yeah.
yeah, right. This guy's still in the league.
Oh my God! And at 400 pounds. Anyway, Vikings, Bears. We talked about that earlier. Bears won 16-6, and of course, last night's game.
Okay.
No! Shut up!
I don't-
Last
you-
nig's
you know
game.
Trubisky is
I
out
tell you,
on
shut
that
up
one.
at least once a show.
You do.
Last night's game. The Cowboys and the Saints. Not a high score, but the Saints pulled it off, 12-10. It was a good game.
Big defensive battle, and I think that's going to start to become a rivalry every year when they play each other. because
Maybe it looks like it.
It's
not
hard
high
for me to
scoring.
hate on the Saints, though. I really do.
Right.
Especially Drew Brees. I love
Great
Drew
guy,
Brees.
yeah.
I always have. So.
Yeah, he's a likable guy.
It's just unfortunate that it didn't go our way.
All right. Hey, Coop, we got to pay some bills, man.
Hey, let's do that.
All right. So we got some great sponsors again this week. First sponsor, of course, is the House of Restoration. The House of Restoration is a local church. We are also all about the social media, reaching out to people in that way. And if you would like to have someone talk with you, visit you in an institution or wherever, or just would like prayer, You see the information up there on the screen. Pastor Bertha Butler and other ministers would love to be of service. We are all about serving the people. Okay, our other sponsor is One Drum, One Sound. That is the young drum group that is kids teaching drum lessons to kids. They will be debuting their first series of videos this week, so look for that. Also, if you would like lessons, you can contact yours truly, 330-752-5464, if you would like to be part of One Drum, One Sound. What do you got, Coop?
This broadcast is brought to you by the letter R.
Reject.
No, as always, the Smack Shop at Bad Latitude Custom Creations, the blccshop.com for all your team shop embroidery, screen printing, and custom apparel needs.
Absolutely. And let's not forget Tanya Thornton at My Daily Choice, natural CBD oil products that are absolutely phenomenal. You see the information there to get in touch with her. So, man, it was a good show, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed myself. And hey, go Saints. We 3-1 right now. Hey, now I got to go back to work.
Well, we got a Monday night game coming up tonight, and Coop and I like to pick. But who you got?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: go to bed early because this is going to be a dry game. I'm just gonna tell you. You got 0-3 Cincinnati. You got 0-3 Pittsburgh.
Okay,
who wants to see that?
I told you last week we would have our chart up about where we are record wise. We still don't have it up. But we will. I promise you we'll have it next week to see where we are. But right now, of course, I am picking my Pittsburgh Steelers to get their first win of the season. I'm not bragging about it. I just said I picked it. Yeah, I didn't say nothing else.
Based on that alone, I just have to go with Cincinnati, man.
What an idiot. You know Cincinnati's not going to win tonight.
They're both 0-3. How can you get all goofy about it?
That's why I say I'm picking them. I didn't get goofy.
They were better off watching.
Are you really picking Cincinnati?
I am picking Cincinnati tonight.
You are a hater, dude.
What? I'm just
Why
trying.
Why are you picking Cincinnati?
Because if we always pick the same thing, I can never get ahead of you in the game.
I like it. But I'm telling y'all, go to sleep early.
Yeah,
this is not nothing to watch.
Let me say this: you shut up, and you are never coming on the show ever again.
It's time
so
to
we're all clear.
Right.
Yeah, all right, we're clear. So listen, hey, this has been great. Please email us, call us. We would love to get you involved with our show. And we got to thank our director/producer who is doing a phenomenal job. Remington Cooper, what's up, man? Let's give him a hand.
All right. Good job.
Remy, you want to come and say hi?
I'll come and say hi.
Absolutely. Look at this guy.
Oh, yeah. We got to... the hair's a bit.
Get the hair out there. Get the hair out there.
You got the producer hair. Get him out.
He's the looks of the outfit. So anyway, we'll be back next week with another great show, another new location. Listen, we got a Kenmore night coming up. We got a Steelers night coming. We got a Dallas night coming. We got a ladies night coming. It's going to be some awesome stuff here. We got a long season, man.
Speaking of that, for all those Kenmore alumni,
shut up.
If you would like, this Saturday, 12 o'clock, we will be playing at the stadium against East, one of our rivals, high at noon. This is homecoming. So for those Kenmore alum, I am a Kenmore alumni. Graduated in 95. Y'all graduated in what, 62, 63? Which year was that? We ain't gonna talk about the old guys, but hey, if you're not doing anything, please come out, support these young men. They're doing a phenomenal job.
Come on and support them. And then you got a couple of kids that play too.
Yes. They're some phenomenal kids. That's all I can talk about.
Oh my God, they're
Look,
a couple of nut jobs. Trust me. So,
I love these kids.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining us here at Reality Football with Keith the Coop. I'm Keith.
I'm Coop.
And we'll see you next week.